up, Woodward? We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid.
I'm fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener. Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm, because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
What up, though, people? It's Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off the day with the Woo crew. Shout out to our brother Flannel Sam. Just that much closer until we get him back on the show.
Tomorrow.
But it's your boy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
And, luckily, nothing's been going on with Michigan either, so It's not like we need him for the Michigan conversation right now. It's been a wild weekend.
Hey, a wild weekend. But it's your boy Brendan, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed business reporter for the network. That there, Matthew Broder, our credentialed Tigers and our Lions reporter and writer for the network. How are you feeling this morning?
Great. I'm great.
I like
Get
the
to cover
haircut, too.
Thank you, man. Hey. Little trim. What do they say? Trim the fair or raise the... I don't know.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes. Hello. Hello. No, hey, getting to cover the Lions and the Tigers is so polarized. I love it. I want to change it for the world. But their teams on two different stratospheres.
Yeah.
Like just in two separate spots of their franchise organizational journey.
Yeah. It's cool seeing the Lions really at this point in their kind of era. I can't even call it rebuild anymore. It happened so fast, but
They're there.
They're there already. It's cool to see them navigating being there. Whereas the other teams, they're saying that they're searching on a path towards identity. They just haven't gotten there though. So it's cool to see kind of the different journeys in the Lions really being this team. This year really is the first year where we get to see how they do carrying the big stick.
I'm just waiting for them to do something wrong. Do something that's, they're immature. Oh, this player's this or the coaching staff is no, they just keep chugging along and they're just doing the right thing.
Here's the question before we bring in the rest of the awesome Woo crew is this.
Woo.
How on the edge of the seat will you be, or how laid back and comfortable are you going to be this season with these Detroit Lions?
I feel like it's edge of the seat every second. We're going to be expecting wins every week, but we know the NFL. I mean, every game's it's between 7 points about.
And it's not necessarily scared versus stoked, but it's more or less like how confident are you that they're just going to breeze to the expectations that you believe versus every single game.
Yeah.
Like last year, I remember every single game, we were just like, oh my gosh. It was like a fragile egg in our hands.
Right.
So it's like, I'm wondering, and chat family, I'm curious to see how you all feel as well.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I didn't know if you were
so polite.
clearing your throat to say something, but no, there are so many aspects of this Lions team, and that's going to be a lot of what we talk about today. Some Lions, some Tigers, a little bit of everything actually. But they get a lead. I'm interested in seeing how they hand the ball off to David Montgomery and Gibbs, and what they do to run the clock out. How do they make a comeback? What is it? There are so many storylines to this team. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
4 days? 4 days until the preseason opener at the New York Giants. The Lions, they're in New York with joint practices today and tomorrow. I think they have an off day Wednesday, or maybe it's just a walkthrough day, and then they have a preseason game. Lions play football with referees and whistles and stuff.
Oh,
Thursday.
what a week. What a week. I can't wait. I got told you guys, man. Birthday, August 7th. Lions football, August 8th. I will take it. The preseason games after that, not so much. But this first one, the first taste of the Detroit Lions, their new uniforms out there on the field, the new players, the rooks. I can't wait to see it. Hendon Hooker, I'm curious. I'm curious because
he's standing out there on the block. Yeah. Is he ready to go, or is he need a little more time?
Yep.
A little more seasoning.
But what up, though, to the rest of the cast? We got Chase in the building again, intern for the Woo Crew. He said he got plans to work your way all the way to the top, though, right? Oh, confident. I like that. Shout out to that dude, Justin. he has an audition for Prince Charming later on this afternoon.
What's good? How we doing?
What up, though?
I'm fired up.
Let's go.
Happy Monday, Woo Crew. Have a great day.
Hey, let's rock. And in the sound booth, Detroit's #1 draft pick, that is KG, a.k.a. Black Hollywood.
And your reigning bar king. Let's not forget.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I
no,
forgot.
it's okay. That's why I'm here to remind you.
It's okay. It's okay. He's on a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah.
So prove me wrong.
Hey, it's cool. I'm gonna get back with that too. I'm gonna get right with you. But good weekend, man. Glad to be in here with the team. We got Broder looking like Luigi. We got Justin looking like a Chelsea soccer player. Like I don't know what's going on here.
Detroit
Where
Luigi.
those strings came from?
Wait, Detroit Luigi, huh?
Right? Wait,
Shout out to Nick.
How was
Detroit Mario.
SummerSlam?
Oh, it was great.
Also, if I'm Luigi and Nick is Mario, we're going back to night, the original.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it was-
SummerSlam.
Nah, SummerSlam was absolutely like one of the best events so far this year. We got the return of Roman Reigns, man. A lot of good matches. The title match between Damian Priest and Gunther, absolute banger, man. Even the women's matches were good. I think the worst match on the card was Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn, which was still a very good match. It just, in terms of everything else that happened on the card, it was like really, really good. Great night of wrestling, man. Great night.
And you know what? I should ask Justin this as well. I will ask him this, but KG, since the camera's on you,
Yeah.
hey, edge of your seat, or you just cool, calm, collected with this Lions season?
Come on now. You know I'm on the edge of my seat, man. I've been waiting 32 years for this, man. Like, come on, man. And I know they're not a perfect organization. They can't do everything, right? Like, there's questions about DPJ. There's questions about Jake Bates, you know, that I'm probably going to take some heat for, but it is what it is. But overall, this team has continued to do things the right way. And you're seeing the results of that, man. So you just hope they can keep it going. The only thing that can stop this team is injury.
Yeah, because, and I wanted to ask that because I was talking to legend Terry Foster and talking to Lindsey Hunter, former Detroit Pistons, 2004 legend. And both of those guys are like, you know what? You guys are good. Yeah, just sit back. This season is cool. And I was wondering, like, well, if we have some type of nervous anxiety about this season, not that I don't believe in my team, that don't mean that it's same old line. And that's why I wanted to ask you guys a question as well. Like, are you guys just sitting back like, oh, yeah, we got this? Or is it more or less like, you know what? This is one of them seasons where I know my heart's going to be in my stomach. Justin, what about you?
I think I'm going to be sitting back chilling. I mean, I can't lie. This team.
So you're like, they're good.
Yeah, this team's got the infrastructure, but like I will say, when it comes to our coverage on Sundays, I will be very objective. Like last year, I did say we were going to lose to the Ravens that week. It felt funky. So I'm not going to be as slappy where I think we're going to win every week. We're going to take some losses down the road, but I will be sitting back knowing that we're going to at least have 10 wins at the end of the season, no matter what way the season spins on its head. So,
hey, you know what? And that's the thing. I've heard it on both sides of the topic. And you know what? Woodward Sports is MVP in the TD booth. That is JB Smooth.
JB.
How you doing, brother? And you got to answer that question on the Lions as well.
Oh, jeez. I'm doing pretty good. Obviously, weekend wasn't long enough. I could have used like another extra day.
Man, tell me about it.
Goodness.
But as KG said, SummerSlam was amazing. I'm actually going to do a video and hopefully get it posted probably tomorrow for everyone. Another just recap of everything that happened.
Okay.
But, oh, man. Lion season, I'm on the edge of my seat. I know game to game, I'm at least going to be more confident than I was last season, but also still on the edge of my seat, nervous as hell, just because you never know what could happen. But I'm pumped up for it.
Yeah.
You got the preseason game coming in a couple days. Then next thing you know, it's officially time. Lions versus Rams, baby.
Pumped up.
Sunday night football.
Pumped up. And you know, brother, before you tell the people what we are discussing today, the reason why I brought it up is because Lindsey's like, well, you know, because he's a fan of the 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, you know what? I've seen winning happen. I've seen it built. You guys are that team now. He was like, so just chill. Y'all are good. And I'm like, bro, we've never been here, though. Like you're saying it. I don't know how to operate right now. And that's why I was like, you know what? I want to know how the crew feels. As always, that dude, Justin, he's cool and calm under pressure. But the rest of us are probably like, man.
Yeah. I love it. Everyone enjoys the Lions, enjoys football a different way. So I get there's going to be emotions all over the place. It's new to some people. Some people are just like, hey, we're going to be there. But no, man, it's it's not going to be an easy road to where we think they can go. Like, winning a Super Bowl is not easy. Just because Mahomes make it look easy sometimes doesn't mean you can just walk your way in. It's these stepping stones, the foundation that they built to actually feel worthy of it, like feel like they belong, and it's not just a fluke. I expect them to be in the mix, honestly, until Penei Sewell, his contract is up with the Lions. And I'll say his contract now, I hope he gets extended and he's a Lion for life, but it's a 5-year window just to start the conversation. It's just starting to open. 49ers, it's still open. It's starting to close.
Yep.
Like some of these good teams, I'll never say Patrick Mahomes' window is closing, but the Lions' window is just cracked, and it's got a long way to open, which is a great thing.
Yep. I can't wait, man. It's going to be a season where every single game, man, my heart is going to be pounding through my shirt.
Yes.
And I can't wait. Like, I feel like there's going to be kind of a segment of same old Lions fans that are going to be either expunged this year or absolutely vaulted up on a platform.
Anson.
I know.
Although I do think he put SOL to rest last year. He was like the last one, at least in our group.
He's been better.
Yeah.
He's been better. I've been staying on his head about it. So,
But hey, man,
I love it.
let's break it down. What we discussing?
We're talking Lions in this first hour. We're going to get into some Tigers and some other things in the second hour. Tigers, Saturday was cool. The rest of the games were not. But they're young guys. Some of the guys who have come over in trades. Some of the guys we expect to either be in the big leagues before the end of the year or to start next year. They had themselves a weekend. So I want to touch that a little bit, but we got to heat up the Lions conversation. Like we said, 4 days. 4 days until their first preseason game. I have a question in the next segment to get back into the mood where you guys stand on certain aspects of this coaching staff, decisions being made. We're going to talk about training camp at the end of last week, maybe what to expect going against the Giants in joint practice this week. And then I got a little around the NFL. I want to talk to you about the teams on the Lions schedule outside of the NFC North. Got a hypothetical question to place in front of you guys about their draft picks. Let's get into this Lions conversation. Let's get to break now. A minute early. We'll come back and we'll dive in.
Let's rock.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Kool-Aid, we talking about Premier Pets?
I will. I love telling people about stuff that's the best. The chat family's the best, man. My Woo Crew Brothers is always the best. And Premier Pet Supply, they're the best. Give your pet the best at Premier Pet Supply. They're hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and the big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned for over 30 plus years. Over 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you same day. Local curbside and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
Any Lady Jane's haircuts for men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supplies has everything that your pet can dream of. And guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years?
Tell me about it.
You expand and you offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did when they added Les Stanford. Buick GMC, they got the same great service that their customers have come to know and trust. So go check them out on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile Road. You can also check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today, or go to lesstanford.com. That's Les Stanford Chevrolet. Guys, together, let's drive.
Let's drive. And everybody already knows where we're driving. Down Woodward.
Of course, you're going to go to
Do a dispo.
Dispo? Go to Dispo.
Hey,
How
let's rock.
would you like $10 of free products from Dispo Dispensary? If you screenshot this image with the QR code and bring it into any Dispo location, you'll get a free $10 to spend in store with a minimum purchase of $25. So go visit Dispo Dispensary today or go to disposhops.com. They are your local cannabis plug.
Hey, welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for kicking off the day with the Woo crew. Hey, but I need you guys to do something. If you really real, I need you to treat the like button real. You gotta treat it right. You gotta treat it nice. There we go.
Hey, y'all. The week just starting off.
Get that mic on.
I know it's hard.
Get that mic on, KG.
I know it's
Hey.
hard to wake up, but I need you to wake up and caress that like button real nice and slow.
All right. You know what?
All right.
Think I heard a baby being made.
Look, let me shower a little bit more on the chat family. Dante151. Actually, shout out to you.
Shout out.
$4.99 super chat at KG. Apparently, the Braun Breaker and a Sami Zayn match was supposed to be a 10-minute match, not a 5 to 6 minute match. But I don't care. I'm fired up.
Yeah. It was still a good match though. Just
Good
for
match,
what it
still.
was. It was supposed to be a triple threat. It turned into a singles match. Is what it is, but Braun Breaker is your new Intercontinental Champion. So
Yeah, I don't think it needed to be a long match at all, but still, at the same time, it was still good. And then you also got the shot of the Legends press box where the Steiner brothers and DDP were, so it was nice.
Dope. Hey, what's on your shirt, man?
Oh, you know, got to support our tribal chief.
You damn right. The OTC.
Everyone
The
and leave.
OTC.
I was like, you know, let's put the
everyone
bow
and
on there.
leave.
There we go.
Who's
That's
our
the
tribal
bow.
chief?
That's the bow.
Who is our tribal chief?
Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay. It's a Roman Reigns shirt. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Throw your ones up.
Cool.
You're such a good journalist.
What did I miss? I missed something.
No, it's you wanted to make sure that our audience had the perspective
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
I didn't
So
know
it's
if
a
we were
good
talking
idea.
about a Tribe Called Quest or something else.
I love this guy, dog.
What?
We got to do some side content.
Yeah.
We really do.
The way his brain works.
But we're talking Detroit Lions right now. And I know we had another super chat from one of the regulars.
Ed.
Word to Ed O'Neill.
My
Shout
dog,
out.
Eduardo O'Neill, $4.99. Thank you, dude. He says, I look for us to win in these ways to prepare us for the playoffs, defensive battle, comeback, shootout, last second win, blowout, also fixed third quarter. All good points, Ed. There were areas, and what Ed just reminded us, as awesome as hype as we are about this team, there's still areas they need to fix. As great as their roster is, it's not perfect. There are still there's work to be done, and that's what this time of year is. That's why it's really cool seeing them have these joint practices. It's something Dan Campbell has loved to do since he got here.
Yep.
Have it especially with New York. He liked practicing with New York. Got a good relationship with Dable. It allows them to run and practice whatever they want. Something I'm learning isn't necessarily normal, or at least doesn't happen at every NFL joint practice. Hey, Dable, we want to see this look on defense. Can you get your guys to run that so we can practice X, Y, Z? Or I don't know how they're going to practice their special teams, because maybe they don't kick off or they don't play each other in the regular season. Maybe they're going to see some true kick return, kickoffs, true special teams practice in the joint practices. Maybe not preseason on TV for everyone to see, but the joint practices.
Yeah.
They're going to need to figure out how to get a true look on these new kickoffs.
I feel like you need as much time as possible when you're introducing something as new as this. you need as much time as possible to make sure that your team knows what's going on. We've seen special teams cost this team. I know that we're going to talk a little bit more about a certain aspect of special teams in a little bit here, but I agree with you. Right now, get as much of a look as you can. Make sure the players are getting comfortable with it, because it looks like a different aspect to, obviously it is different, but from a playing standpoint, it does look like a slightly different version of football as it relates to the kickoff.
Yeah. And one of the things that brought up that I love the most, it's those third quarter. That was all season. From the start to the NFC Championship game, third season. It's so puzzling to me because we talk so highly about these coaches, and to me that is a coaching issue. Something in the locker room, whatever message is being sent or game plan coming out, like it's totally a coaching thing.
Man, you know what? Maybe we could take some time sometime in the next 3 weeks. I know our schedules are busy, but to just kind of review or go back over like a couple of those third quarters.
Yeah,
I'd like to know like what type of play calls.
Bad.
You know what I mean? Was it
horrible.
Running? Did they go vanilla? Were they like, you know what? We have the lead here. We think we have control. Because I just don't sense that Dan Campbell's the type of guy who would just be like, you know what? Let's just ice this thing away, starting with the third quarter. But it was so interesting though, because it was one of the most kind of probably consistent negatives that you could find with the Detroit Lions last year.
Yeah.
Imagine if they just did anything in the third quarter in that NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. Or, kick one of the field goals when they went for on fourth down. There were so many decisions to relive. to get started in the conversation, I want to go around. I want to hear, like, where do you guys stand on Dan Campbell versus Dan Gamble? Like how much of his aggressiveness last year was it too much? Was it too little? You want it to stay the same? KG just perked up in there, but real quick, what do you think?
I want to be able to set the table, because a lot of this was based on personnel, and we thought, hey, we got a stacked special teams unit as it relates to the kickers. We're going to have a kicking competition. We will know if Jake Bates is the guy or not. Now, badly injured, Jake Bates has not had the best of training camps, and now we're in a situation where we're right back appropriately to the question of Dan Campbell versus Dan Gamble, and every time we say that, KG's head perks up. What up, though, KG?
None. I don't know how I became the poster child, just because I just want a little bit of critical thinking sometimes. But let me start by saying Dan Gamble is what got us here. Okay, so I absolutely have no problem with Dan Campbell being who he is. This is who he's shown to be as long as he's been here. So that's fine. I have no problem with that. I think about 2 weeks ago on 97.1, I want to say, he did an interview with one of the hosts, and he even said himself that he would be willing to switch things up if it was the right thing for the team. So I think all of these situations are just situation dependent. But I expect the man to be smart. He's grown every year as a coach. And if a fourth down is what needs to be converted in order to keep the chains moving, and he needs to do that, then so be it. But I also, I think that if he has a more reliable kicker, then maybe in some of those situations he would opt to kick maybe just a touch more. But I don't expect Dan Campbell to change, and I think that's the misconception that a lot of people have. Keep being who you are, keep doing what got you here, but also just don't always coach out of emotion. I know sometimes it can be hard to do that in the heat of the moment, but just in some of those situations, I just need you to critically think about what exactly you're doing before you do it. That's all. That's it.
I'm glad at the way that Broder posed this, because it has us thinking a little bit more critically about the Detroit Lions. And that's where I do want to ask you the question, KG, because you became a poster child, because you have been the one that's honestly been like, you know what, I'm okay with standing on this platform where a lot of other people might be a little uncomfortable, because we said before, we don't know how to act. We've never been here as fans. But there are legitimate questions. What do you believe Dan Campbell needs to do in terms of taking that next step as a coach and growing? And you kind of touched on some aspect of out of coaching out of emotion versus not.
And I think he's got everything else in the bag. Like what he doesn't do well, he has coordinators in place that are able to make up for his deficiency. So I like that about Dan Campbell a lot. He's a leader. He's a motivator. He knows how to get the most out of what he has. But this time around, you have so much more talent now. I remember in 2021 when he was doing this stuff, we were saying, oh, it's only because of the lack of talent. And he has to do this stuff. Now that you have an abundance of talent now, 4 years later, I don't think you need to be as aggressive. Like, still be aggressive, but like I said, just pick and choose your spots. That's all I ask. But Dan Cam, just continue doing what you're doing. He's ascended every single year. He's gotten better decision making every single year. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Like, maybe there's an opportunity where he takes the 3 points when it's a gimme, like somewhere it's a gimme, but it also, all right, they're in this part of the field where I see why they're going for it on 4th down. Like, maybe they take that once in a while, but I think he's going to stay just as aggressive, because I think what goes overlooked a lot, his aggressiveness on 4th down. It's not like it's just an emotional decision every time. I should
not
say.
Every time.
We can agree that the Dallas Cowboys, the extra or the 2-point conversion from 7 yards out, that was probably a bit emotional.
Which one?
The
multiple attempts.
7 yards away. One.
Yeah.
but he's planning this on 2nd down. Like, they're knowing that they're going to go for it on 4th down before they make the 3rd down call.
Yeah.
That's what allows Ben Johnson, Jared Goff, this offense. The playbook is so much wider on 3rd down than most other teams, because they know on 3rd and 9 they can run the ball. They're cool getting a 4 or 5 yard game, because they'll go up against anyone 4th and 4.
And we saw them get first downs that way, even in 3rd and long from the running back position.
That's the side effect. You got good enough players and a good enough offensive line. You run for it. Like, how many times? There were at least 3 games that I can remember, just off the top of my head, where they ran 3rd and 10 halfback draws to David Montgomery. I think 2 of them went for a first down. I think one of them was in the Chargers game.
I was so scarred that previous years, we were always like, why are the Lions on 3rd and 8 either throwing behind the sticks or lining up and running right into the line?
Because they don't care.
And I was scarred. I got to be honest. I was like, yo, I trust these guys. But when I just saw those lineups on 3rd and longs, I was like, oh my word, what are you doing? And at first I thought it's a little bit of Dan Gamble. Like, are you trying to be smarter than everybody else? But it's like Ben Johnson and Cole, they just are.
They are.
Yeah, they just are. And Chuck Brewer had something for you. He said, at Broder, you have to show the aggressiveness enough that the other team is looking for it and keeping the other team off balance. And that's I think, at the crux of Dan Campbell versus Dan Gamble. It's not that anyone's saying which one should win, but when you're talking about the game sliders, where's that percentage?
Yeah.
What percent are you going to accommodate on both sides? And this back wall, it was not by coincidence. You know what I mean? This is Dan Campbell at that Dallas game when he was going absolutely ham. I thought it was ever appropriate because I thought it emblemized really the foundation of this conversation. Before that game, even if people had some type of conversation about it, I don't think that they had a platform to say, you know what, maybe we need to rethink how they do on these 4th downs.
Yeah. I look back when I was growing up and watching the Detroit Lions, and you see a wide receiver on a 3rd and 9 cut his route before the first down marker. You know, they run 7 yards and he runs his stop or his dig route or whatever, and you're like, why aren't you running? You know right where the first down line is. Like, take one more step and then finish your route. It was like the ultimate incompetence you're watching every single Sunday. But with this Lions team, they do that on purpose. Like, because they know the defense on 3rd and 9. They know where the first down line is. Yep. They're playing it thinking Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to go 10 yards, make his cut back so he's at the first down line. So they're waiting for that 1 extra yard. So if he cuts it short, 6-7 yards, because they're fine a 4th and 1 or a 4th and 2. Yep. That's just like, it's
Sam Laporta dragging players just a couple more yards to get across the sticks.
Yeah.
And it's really about knowing and having faith and trust, not in just your personnel, but that they're going to continue to reload every single offseason so you can continue to be there. Not just a bunch of contract year bump players only. I don't got a problem with a contract year bump, but when you know that these players are going to be ones you can continue to depend on, man, that's when you know you can go out there and dial up those types of calls and keep teams kind of, like Chuck alluded to, off balance.
Yeah.
Right? I know we got to get Justin. We got to get JB Smooth. We got to get their opinions on all these things as well. But Got to get them on the next segment.
Yes.
Let's rock.
Let's rock. Tell them about Ally.
I will. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you guys about Ally. I'll tell you all about Hole 17 just here in a minute. KG knows what I'm talking about. The Ally Challenge
hush.
presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through the 25th at Warwick Hills. Look, just leave the golf to the pros because the PGA Tour Championship is returning. It's here in Michigan. And what do we need to do? Don't miss the party at hole number 17. Why? $2 birdie beers, concerts, and more. It's that more. You got to be there. We'll see you there. Get your tickets at allychallenge.com. Brought to you by Randy Wise Automotive.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Fitness that fits your budget. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There's more than 50 in Metro Detroit, thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, friendly, knowledgeable staff, and it's a judgment-free atmosphere. You also get free fitness training at no extra cost. You want all the amenities to hide your massage bed, massage chairs, tanning salons if you're into that. Get the Planet Fitness Black Card. You get access to every single Planet Fitness worldwide with ultimate unlimited guest privileges. Go check them out, your local one today, or go to planetfitness.com, where your fitness is essential.
Essential.
What up, though, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward, and we appreciate you all, chat family, for choosing to kick off today with the Woo Crew. Detroit Lions gives me life, man. It gives me energy to know we get to come in here and talk Detroit Lions during such a meaningful season, man. And we're able to get down into the nitty-gritty of it as well. I'm glad that you posed this question this way so we can be a little bit more critical with the things that I believe need to be discussed amongst the Detroit Lions contingency. I want to get a little bit more as it relates to our cast and crew as well. I gotta ask you that, dude, Justin. You already said you cool, calm, and collected. So that means that you're okay with Dan Gamble, or is there something that you believe as it relates to that slider needs to change? What's your percentage? How much Dan Campbell versus Dan Gamble?
It's so difficult to say because you see, like KG said, that Dan Gamble is what got us here. He is what the mentality this team has. But it's so hard to not settle for a field goal every once in a while. And so I think I have full faith in Dan Gamble or Dan Campbell. Whoever has the reins, he will decide. I think that was a reality check last season on what he needed to do and where he needed to refrain maybe just a tad. So I'm optimistic between Dan Gamble and Dan Campbell. I think we're going to see the best of both worlds this year and the perfect combination as we get into the Super Bowl and win it.
Yeah, because I know that there's some things where it's like, okay, when we're within field goal range and such, I can kind of understand if you believe this offense can get that first down, go for it. Where it gets to be, honestly, an honest conversation is when we're talking about when the Lions have just gotten the kickoff at the 20. They only got 8 yards. Now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 2, and they're choosing to go for it at the 28. or 4th and 2, and they're choosing to go for it at the 28, and it's turnover on downs. And we saw that happen a couple times, and it bit them. Personally, if there was one change, I would hope that maybe they turn that down if you were going to change anything with your strategy. But everything else, I was largely okay with, including the emotional Dallas call. But JB Smooth, what
What's
about
up?
you, brother? Dan Campbell.
I kind of feel like KG on this one. Like I'm confident in Dan Campbell's abilities and what he's going to call out there on the field. But at the same time, you kind of want to be a little less aggressive than how you have been in previous years, just because you have the confident players out there and you have everything set. But at the same time, as KG said as well too, gambling is what got you here. Gambling is what got you this far. Like, keep that side of it. Don't lose that. But at the same time, just be a little bit more smart and confidence in the players that you have out there as well. I know we're probably looking for another kicker as well too, but still at the same time, be less aggressive and a little bit more smarter. No one's taking that away from you about gambling, but at the same time, you have to know where you're at in a game to be like, all right, confidently, I'm going to go for it on 4th, or confidently, we're just going to kick the field goal here, get the points, and keep it moving.
Yeah, and you know what? That is a perfect kind of segue there, because you mentioned something I was just about to ask Broder. Michael Badgley gets injured. We had Bates here, Jake Bates, and we assumed, you know what, we're going to have a kicker competition, and this is going to, at the very least, give Dan Campbell just more tools in his bat belt. And that's fine. Whether he chooses to utilize them or not, at least he knows that he has something reliable. Well, since then, we've seen things kind of fall apart, or at least become a little bit more shaky in that kicker room. Broder, from your perspective, what do we have to look forward to as it relates to the kickers with Badgley injured and Jake Bates kind of up and down as it relates to training camp?
Honestly, I don't know, but as you guys are all talking, what does Neil say? Cut the shit.
Yeah,
I want more. I want more Dan Campbell.
You want more?
I want it at the very least the same. I want more of it. Just go be yourself. Go be aggressive. This is an offense I don't think anyone can stop in 4 downs. Just go. I don't want him to think at all about non-Dan Campbell in himself. I want it all. Okay, I guess I'll answer your question. They have to have competition. Like that's how this entire team's built, and it has to be in the kicker room. Not just because Jake Bates is new, is struggling, we don't have a reliable kicker on the roster right now. I like what Jake Bates brings to the table.
Yeah.
They need to bring in someone else. I forget who it was. I think there was another UFL kicker who's out, another big leg they're looking at. They're going to bring in somebody. I think James Turner also got cut from the Packers.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat mentioned his name.
They'll have somebody, because I think with the new kickoff rules, we don't know. I assume Jack Fox is going to be the one kicking off, unless Jake Bates. I know they were playing him in training camp, or having him kick off in training camp from different spots, different depths, trying to. I believe practicing the kickoff. I just don't know if they have a true solution. Like, I was almost thinking maybe Badgley ends up being that guy, because there's a lot more accuracy involved in the kickoff.
And keep Jack Fox as healthy as possible. He's a weapon.
Yeah, but I guess long story short, they're going to find someone to bring in before the end of camp, especially so they can test multiple guys out during real preseason game action.
And for me personally, I'm like, yo, talk as much as you want about this, because I do believe this is going to be something that matters to the Detroit Lions. Otherwise, why go out there and bring Badgley back? Why go out there and bring Bates in and give him a guaranteed contract if in the evolution of your team in the next step forward, it wasn't, hey, let's make sure that our special teams is elite. Lindsey was talking about Bill Belichick as it relates to what his outlook was. And not that you want to have the Patriots way here, but he was like, you know what? I do want a good offense and a good defense, but I want elite special teams. I want everybody on that unit to carry a mindset of understanding everything we do here is elite. Right now, they're in a position to where they were taking a step, in my opinion, towards that, but it got severely damaged. It's going to be interesting to see how much it does affect the Dan Campbell versus Dan Campbell strategy. And shout out to Randall Smalls. $10 super chat. We appreciate you, Randall. He says, sometimes you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Damn right.
Name that Tigers pitcher. Kind of a joke. Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, you know.
Crazy Kenny.
Crazy Kenny. Did you guys see there are Twitter people out there that says, who cares? Don't react to it. doesn't mean anything, which it doesn't. But did you guys see the unofficial depth chart released for the
No.
Lions?
Wait, we talking about depth?
We talking about depth?
So you're worried about depth? Like depth is I didn't even know they had depth. I'm just happy to be there. You're worried about like depth is an issue?
Shout out Shane Gillis. They released it, and there were a few interesting. Honestly, don't take too much into this, but it is a conversation starter when you see where some of these guys are, like who's in the wide receiver 3 spot. I don't know if you're able to put that up, JB.
Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in on it because it's kind of hard to see the names.
Got you. If you can do it, if not, we'll pivot. But yeah, no, it's kind of hard to see. So I'll point out the ones that stick out to me. Number 3 on the depth chart at wide receiver is Doris Fountain over Donovan Peoples-Jones. That stands out. We got obviously DJ Reader's in there. Levi O is backing up DJ Reader. We got James Houston backing up Hutch, but also first spot in the cornerback positions: Terrion Arnold, Carlton Davis, and Amik Robertson as a starting nickel over Emmanuel Mosley. So if you're in the chat, feel free to screenshot that while it's on screen. You can take it off because that's a very not very aesthetically pleasing image. But what do you think about that? Like, obviously take it for what it is, but Doris Fountain winning the number 3 job. He's the name everyone's been talking about this preseason during training camp.
He's killing it.
It looks like he's earning it.
Yeah. Did you want to go ahead, Kool-Aid?
Go ahead, buddy.
Nah, so, I mean, and on Friday, Dan Campbell did mention DPJ by name, saying that, you know, he's kind of not met expectations thus far. You know, they expected him to be at a certain level. He says that the guy is working hard. He's doing everything that he can in his power, you know, to try and, you know, make that spot. But they just expected more out of him, and they haven't gotten that yet. So I don't know what that could be from. I don't know whether he's just having trouble picking up the playbook, or, you know, whether it's just he's just simply getting beat out. But Doris Fountain, I mean, he's been killing it in camp so far. He's a big body target, kind of like a typical version of what Josh Reynolds was before he left. So, I mean, the best man is going to win the job here. So, if it's Fountain's job, hey, I'm with that. If DPJ somehow resurrects himself and gets the job, I'm with that as well. But you would think somebody of DPJ's caliber who has more NFL experience will be doing a little better, you know, in camp so far. But that just hasn't been the case so far.
Yeah, and you know what? It's been really one of the biggest question marks we've had about the Detroit Lions as it relates to the offensive side of the ball. And my only question as it relates to DPJ versus Doris Fountain is what type of indictment on the wide receiver room is this? Has Fountain just been that type of dude during training camp, and we know we can go out there and depend on him during the season? Or is this more or less DPJ has fumbled the ball? He should be clearly ahead of where Doris Fountain is right now in the depth chart.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to see it before I make that. From what it sounds like, from what it looks like, it's Fountain earning it versus DPJ not earning it. But that not earning it from DPJ's perspective is probably a drop off. Like he needs to go win that job. Yeah. Granted, if Fountain ends up being better and pushing DPJ and still wins now, that's a good thing too.
It's a
but
win-win.
DPJ needs to act like that's his job to lose. Yeah. And it seems like Fountain's going and taking it.
And even if he didn't win the number 3, you would kind of expect him to be the 4th wide receiver on the roster. But that's in question as well, man, because Khalif and then Doris Fountain, there may not be a place for DPJ going forward. He's maybe at risk of getting cut here, guys. So, I mean, I hope the best for him. I hope he can turn it around. It would be nice to have someone like that on your roster because I believe in his ability, but you just never know, man.
This is where I just kind of, you know, do this ever so mischievous chin stroke here. And I just start to wonder, what type of role does this mean for Jahmyr Gibbs? Does this foreshadow anything? Because I believe he's going to have the opportunities, man, to get a little bit more in that passing game.
I think that it just points to more Gibbs. Like, I think Gibbs is in – he's going to be that number 3 target. For all we know, he challenges Laporta for – touches. I should say touches, not targets. Like I think Gibbs is going to be as important as used in this offense as anybody, as St. Brown. You know, maybe not the total amount as St. Brown, but I think Gibbs is as in the plans for this offense as any single player on the roster.
Yeah,
and I'm excited.
I'm definitely excited about it. Because you already know, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they've had that banter going on where Amon-Ra challenged him. Like, look, you get that 1,000 rushing, you get that 1,000 receiving, I'll buy you anything you want. And what did Jahmyr Gibbs respond and say? I'm going to break his bank. He's calling his shot. And this has been a squad of shot callers, and honestly, going out there and hitting it. It's going to be interesting to see.
Hey, as much as I want to say St. Brown, I know you just got paid a lot of money. Like, don't start offering it all up yet to people. Yeah. But if it means that Gibbs is going to go off,
that's hilarious.
Hey, who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I to say anything?
Hey, listen, last year, he was giving money to the league. This year, you can give it to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's getting 2,000 yards all purpose.
Seriously.
Yeah. Let's go. That's you know what, money well spent, Super Bowl in the way. Let's go. But you know what? I appreciate you guys for everything that you do supporting Wake Up Woodward every day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Hoping that you guys are smashing that like button, not just for us, but all of Woodward Sports Network. After us, 11-1, Big D Energy. They got 4-time Sunday Cup champion alongside his host, Neil Rule, the Golden Voice. After that, 2-4, you got Ermanni and Edwards from Mass. You got Tom Mazaway. You got University of Michigan legend and former NFL wide receiver Braylon Edwards and Detroit Media King Fox 2 Ryan Ermanni. Then, in the day with the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7, the big fellas, Easy and Spin Mo Rats with their elite booth, Nick Koloff and Chris Platty, Caleb, Joel, and the whole Heavyweights crew, man. Shout out to those guys, bringing you the biggest interviews, breakdowns, and laughs. They are the Heavyweights, and this is Woodward Sports Network. Thank you for making us your number one digital sports outlet.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your number one online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Are you dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues? Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham, they'll have your back. They got 10 plus years of experience, and they give you 24/7 availability if they're your client. So scan the QR code on the screen or call 248-971-0476. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. That's right, KDK Law, they got your back.
Don't let her do it.
Don't let her do it, man. KDK Law, they got your back. Woodward Sports got your back as well. I'm hoping Chat Family has ours. And they're smashing that like button. We're talking Detroit Lions training camp. We're going to talk a little bit as well about the matchups that we are looking forward to as it relates to the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. But, man, we're sitting here talking about this wide receiver room, and I know that JB's going to get a poll up about how worried you are or are not. But you know what? The Detroit Lions have so much, and not just depth, but versatility. Bringing back Brock Wright, you got Sam Laporta, you got Gibbs. You have the pieces to go out there and make up for the fact whether wide receiver 3 was working out the way we want to or not. They have so many weapons on this team to be able to make this thing happen.
They do, and that's why I'm excited to see. Not what we'll see on Thursday, because we're not going to see the Lions starters, but they're going to be full go, almost 100% live scrimmage with the Giants these first 2 days of their joint practices that start today. So I don't know. this is where you start looking at the offensive line, like actually seeing them go up against guys they haven't been practicing against the last couple of weeks. Like we're talking Frank Ragnow and Zeitler and Glasgow, this new, I guess, 1/3 of it's new, the interior of the Lions offensive line, going up against Dexter Lawrence. Like this rebuilt New York Giants defensive line, which has potential to be one of the best in the league. You got Penei Sewell going up against Brian Burns. Even Kayvon Thibodeau against Taylor Decker. Like, this is now where we can see the trenches actually, doing something in practice. We see what it's all going to look like. They aren't going to unload the playbook. We're going to see how tough these guys truly are. We know that the Detroit Lions offensive line, they're as tough as it comes. But I'm excited at that. I'm excited to see J-Mo against Deonte Banks, one of my favorite young cornerbacks in the league. He's what I believe will be their cornerback 1 on the Giants. So maybe he's covering St. Brown some. But I want to see J-Mo now go up against guys outside of the Lions organization. See what it looks like on field. We were talking at break, like that first time we see a bomb to J-Mo or the first time he breaks through on an end around, it's like, oh, here we go again.
That first all-hands catch in traffic. Like we've seen in training camp. The defenders have been there. We've heard the reports. People have said that J-Mo has really looked good catching the ball, which to me makes me comfortable. They said there's been a couple drops here and there, but overall, he's looked really solid.
Yeah. What about on the defensive end, boys? Like, to me, this is the Giants' offensive line, something where the Detroit Lions' defensive line should shine. Like, they should dominate these next couple days. I want to see Aiden Hutchinson all over Danny Dimes. I want to see Ali McNeil and Broderick Martin, Levi O. Everything we've been talking about, Levi O in training camp. I want to see it out on the field against a depleted offensive line. They got John Michael Schmitz at center. He's probably their weakest link. They did add Runyon. They got Andrew Thomas at left tackle, but they're not all anything to write home about. KG, are you going to be focusing on Aiden or on Davenport, Houston, or maybe Levi O? Like, where's this matchup that you're excited to see?
I'm excited to see Danny Dimes versus the secondary. I want to see a lot of interceptions. I'm just being real. I want to see.
Hey, look, they got a smile out of KG.
I'm ready to see these young guys in action, man. And I know we're going to see a mix of veterans as well with Carlton Davis and Meek Robertson, but these young guys, man, Denise Rakestraw, Terry and Arnold, I want to see what they can do in the secondary, man.
Neighbors? On Jalen Hyatt?
Yeah, they got a lot of good competition at wide receiver coming up. So Danny Dimes ain't that great of a quarterback. Go out there and make him look stupid.
Man, you know what, me? Y'all already know. I'm looking forward to see Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalone, and Jack Campbell being that dude. We've heard multiple coaches this offseason and teammates say he's now ready, Jack Campbell that is, to step up and be the leader of that linebacker corps and be one of those leaders of the defense. I'm looking forward to seeing what those guys are going to be. I'm confident in the improvements that have been made in the secondary, especially with everything, all the noise we've been hearing. Yeah. And think about this, depth pieces like Emmanuel Mosley and Enos Rakestraw having, honestly, great reports from camp. That's huge. Do you understand what our backups were last year? Do you understand what our rotation was last year? And I'm comfortable and confident in the defensive line as well with the improvements made there. But that linebacker core, where they didn't go and add anybody. They're just saying, you know what? We're going to rely on our homegrown guys. That linebacker core is almost like the meat and the potatoes. It's their guys. The guys that we've been saying, Derek Barnes, why is he on the team? Alex Anzalone, why is he on the team? Jack Campbell, why is he the pick? But they've continued to honestly reward Dan Campbell's faith, and I'm looking forward to Jack Campbell doing that too in year 2.
Yeah, without Saquon and with the depleted offensive line, like they should dominate this too. I mean, Devin Singletary or what is it, Tyrone Tracy Jr. is their backup. Like,
Yep.
The more I was looking at the Giants this weekend, I was like, man, they blow.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we also, if you watch Hard Knocks, you could see this coming.
Yeah,
but
Joe Shane is horrible.
This is one of those things. At least the coaches have a good relationship.
Horrible.
I said he tried his best.
El
I
Terrible.
watched that Hard Knock off-season
El
thing. And I'm
Terrible.
like, he was trying.
How does he have a job? It's like, come on, man.
It's true. This is what you want to see Jack Campbell step up. This is where we see how quick the game feels to him. Like where he's not hesitating. He's making his reads and he's going and getting the ball carrier, or he's going and making the right reads and coverage.
Want to see if he's like just a little bit speedier. Has a little bit, a little bit more cut, a little bit more wiggle to it as well. especially when it's drop back in the coverage time.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
What
it.
about around the NFL? Because the Lions, and you guys will see in the show sheet, I put a bunch of examples. Actually, all the first 2 draft picks of all the non-NFC North teams that the Lions are facing. And I'm just curious, as we get closer to the regular season, what are some of these twosomes, these rookies on these teams that are going to have the most impact for their teams? I mean, we got the Rams with Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. Is that enough to make up for losing Aaron Donald?
No.
And feel free to talk, if you know some of the other draft picks, feel free to talk about any of these off seasons. But I at least wanted to highlight the top 2 because we think Taron Arnold, and Ennis Rakestraw are going to have big years. But what about some of these? There have been some good drafts out of the Lions' opponents. I like the Bucks, like Graham Barton, Chris Braswell. Any of these stand out to you boys? Justin?
I love the Cardinals drafts, not just because Marvin Harrison Jr. obviously pops up the screen. That's the easy choice. But Darius Robinson from Mizzou. Mizzou has very quietly created one of the, honestly, SEC powerhouses, as they are arguably a top 5 team over the last couple of years. He's very good in the run game. He's a very tall, lengthy DN. I think that's a really good pick for them, and I really like what they got going on in terms of their future.
Yeah, I like the Rams, Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. Of course, it's not enough to make up for Aaron Donald, but over time, I feel like these 2 will be very good on their defensive line. And I'm also looking at the Colts, man. Latu, Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell is going to fit like a glove with in conjecture with what they got in that receiving core. Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman. And then I really
Downs.
like, exactly.
It's one of the best receiving cores.
No,
100%.
they're slept on. They're slept on. And I really like Latu's upside, man. If he can stay healthy, I think they hit the jackpot with Latu, man. So I like what they got going on.
I am intrigued with the Rams' defensive line pairing there because of what it meant. Like we saw Penei Sewell honestly become a monster, battling and having one of his more viral moments against Aaron Donald, their legend, who's now not there. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that defensive line of the Rams, and if Penei Sewell continues, which we all know to hold serve. We're talking about trying to find every single matchup advantage that we can as it relates to domination. And I'm looking forward to Penei Sewell absolutely feasting in these matchups.
Yeah.
Week 1.
Yeah, and you brought up the Colts, KG. Latu, especially going in with that line with DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart, opposite, which I think they're going to do, opposite Kwity Paye.
Yep.
Like that's a pretty solid
nice
front 4. And then when you see how they've improved their secondary, Julius Brents is another year older. They kept Kenny Moore to play nickel. Like they got some dudes on that, but that offensive, and when you talk about that receiver core, adding Adonai Mitchell with Josh Downs and Pittman, Alec Pierce with Anthony Richardson. And let's not forget, Jonathan Stewart is still their running back.
Yeah.
That's huge. One I wanted to bring up, the 49ers. Like, I know Brandon Ayuk has been the headline. Whether they almost keeping Brandon Ayuk may make this not really a valid statement, but I like the fit of Ricky Pearsall there with them
for sure,
taking over for
That's
Brandon
his replacement.
Ayuk. And I love that Renardo Green. We talked a lot as Renardo Green as a possibility for the Lions as one of the better man coverage press man corners in the draft. Somehow he fell and they got him in the second round. I just think that's a great move for them as they start to, move past some of their not older guys, but their monster contracts. Like having this new set of young guys come in, I think that's a big move for their defense too.
Ricky Pearsall is, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated receivers in this draft class for sure, and one that was loaded.
Spot.
Yeah, he went to the perfect spot. He also has a very underrated contested catch radius that not a lot of people know about. The last person I want to bring up on this list is the Seahawks, Byron Murphy, the D tackle out of Texas. If you watched any game that they played in against a big time opponent when he was going against a big time offensive line, he proved that he was an NFL caliber D tackle. Him and Leonard Williams on that Seahawks line is absolutely nasty.
Do you know who his coach is? Mike McDonald.
Mike McDonald, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. I've heard.
But I'm just tracing it back to Jesse Minter, the Wink Martindale defense, defensive tackles, especially athletic ones like that. I mean, Michigan's had a mutant on their defensive line the last couple of years. Mike McDonald's going to find a way to utilize Byron Murphy.
Oh yeah,
and that that to me is one of the best fits him going to Seattle. And then Christian Haynes, their next pick. That dude is a beast, a guard out of UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Like to
the
block
Lions
for
to get
Kenneth
him.
Walker and Charbonnet.
And you know what? Byron Murphy, I remember when we covered him during the draft. You did a fine job covering him. And it was like one of those players that were like, you know what, if he becomes a Detroit Lion, you're ecstatic. You're ecstatic with what he brings to your team. And, you know, Eric Allen agrees with you as well as it relates for your recognition of 49ers wide receiver Ricky Pearsall. He says he could be a sleeper weapon for the 49ers that not many people are talking about right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And didn't they draft another wide receiver later on? Like, they went heavy.
I have to look again.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You looked that up. There's one other wide receiver I want to touch on, and that's Brian Thomas Jr., because no one talks about him. Like, everyone is all on the Malik Neighbors hype train, and Brian Thomas Jr. kind of fell to the wayside. He is very talented, very athletic. He's going to fit well with Trevor Lawrence. He's going to most likely drop in as their number one receiver option, and he's going to eat some targets. So that's a fantasy viable sleeper for everyone out there, because I'm really high on Brian Thomas.
Yes. Playing with Trevor Lawrence. I just have a hard time with the Jaguars right now. I don't know. I just think he's going to get kind of lost, but that's just a feeling, not necessarily like true analysis done. But the 49ers, they added Jacob Cowan, which was like a 5'9", really shifty, separation-heavy wide receiver out of Arizona. And the round before, I think it was the 4th or the 5th, Isaac Garindo, the running back out of Louisville, who was one of the more dynamic running backs in the draft. I like those pieces that they add. One thing is their offensive line is not improved, like significantly. And Trent Williams, I'm pretty sure he's still holding out. Like, there were problems all over the place, but not in Detroit.
Not in Detroit. I was just sitting here thinking, like, you know what? There are other teams out there that got those problems, but us, not really. Brad Holmes, he went into this offseason, met the needs both in the free agency, in the draft, got potential, got high ceiling. He did everything. Sometimes you find yourself in a position to where you can only have maybe one or two of those things, but he went out there and he got everything. And the Detroit Lions, they're not just better for it right now. He set out to make sure this was something that could be had over several different years, man. Like, I'm excited. And I don't know really what to do with my hands, because the Detroit Lions, it's
Sounds
the Detroit
familiar.
Lions. That's what I'm saying. It's the Detroit Lions. Last year we were like, okay, let's see what we got. This year we're like, all right, we got it. And I want to be able to walk around like, I already know what it is. Like you remember when Tobey Maguire was walking around?
Yeah,
as Spider-Man,
man. The black suit, yeah.
Spinning and all that.
Right.
Like, I want to be like that. But part of me is like, wait, is that how we act when we're here? Is that how we're supposed to feel? Because there are some questions, but this squad looks darn good. Lions,
yeah.
man.
Like,
Best roster they've ever had. Ever.
Like, what are we saying?
Ever. And they've had Hall of
Talk about
Famers
that,
on the
dog.
team, and this is the best roster they've ever had, top
That's
to
what I'm
bottom.
saying. Like, that's crazy.
by far. Let me make sure I articulate this right. I with guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, like, we've seen him in the spotlight a lot more. Like, more like a celebrity wide receiver.
Starting to get the love he deserves.
Yes, and he definitely deserves it. This is unverified. I would love to ask him this one day, or try to get him to be honest about it. Like, I don't think we see him as much, or we see the confidence, or he's not going on these podcasts and stuff if he doesn't put the work in.
Yeah.
Like, I see him as, I'm not doing anything until I get the work done. As soon as if I've done my work for the day, if I feel good that I've worked more than everybody else, I'll do whatever I want. I'll go on any podcast in my like, I'll let it all out there. I think if he wasn't doing the work, he's one of those guys who would be at home just waiting for his next workout to go and feel like he's doing enough. His celebrity status isn't going to play or affect his game. I think that's going to spread throughout the locker room,
He's
too.
one of those no checks bounce guys. One of those, my receipts are not for refunds. What he puts out there is because of what he's worked for, and that's the thing to be confident about. When we talked about the identity, remember when we were going through the draft process and Brad Holmes kept using that word? Now that we're 3 years into this process, into year 4, now we're starting to see that identity, and that's what it is. Even when you hear guys like Terry and Arnold talk, whether these guys are big talkers, whether they're kind of more, extrovert or introvert, they got that DNA where they are because of the work that they put in.
Yes. One question, I know we're going to we're going to pivot. We're going to talk some other Detroit sports. We're going to talk Tigers here for a second. But John F. Lord in the chat just asked a great question. Who will be taking the kickoff return for Thursday? When we come out of break, come with the name.
Say that.
Come with the name.
All right.
Come with the name. I have an idea. Thursday.
I do think one option would be absolutely awesome, but I know
Wicked
some
awesome.
people have some reserves about it. But for right now, since we got to wait to the next segment, I'll tell you about something else that's awesome. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut, and you can do that at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in anytime. They're open 7 days a week, man. And you know what? When you stop in and you sit back and you relax, one of Lady Jane's hairstylists will make you look and feel great. I'm telling you, it's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. It's 24/7 professional monitoring, so you can call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed, because it is technology that is backed by people. And your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people have been proven to care. All you got to do is call this number right here. 1-800-STAY-OUT. Once again, that number is 1-800-STAY-OUT. Yo, man, the way he finesses those sounds from out of the utteral parts of his body, man, are just like it's
that's a man that ain't had love in a while.
Flannel Sam has just walked into the building for the first time in
Holy
over a week.
shit.
He's going to back to prep for Big the Energy, and he looks like he means business.
No shit.
Like he has a lot.
Mike, do you understand what's coming for him right now? There is a hurricane headed his direction, and it's led by Connor Stallion's.
He's lucky Neil's not here today.
Oh, is Neil not here?
No, it's Sean Belizean and Flannel.
Yeah. Okay, well, Sean's
gonna
so one step below Neil.
Right.
Just a little less tone, but just as much energy.
Today are the body blows, and tomorrow he's gonna have to make sure that he protects the head.
Yeah,
definitely.
Microphones, watch out.
Hey.
And Patrick Mahomes on top of Lamar.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, he's super upset about that as well too, man.
Hey, it's real, man.
It's gonna
Ain't
be a
no
bad
WWE.
Hey, Flannel would make a great wrestler.
You know what, the best heel?
Yes.
Is he?
He generates natural heat, man. Like in wrestling, it's all about the reaction. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's all about the reaction. He gets a reaction out of people.
Hey, shout out to the real K Collins 77 $4.99 super chat. Thanks for being part of my morning routine for the last 2 years. Woodward Sports.
Let's go,
Shout
Broder.
out.
Yeah. And Nina always pops up. Thanks so much for your support. The chat.
Yeah. Oh, that's K Collins. Shout out, man. That's my guy.
Who?
That's right.
K Collins?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. Shout out.
Hey, shout out to K Collins. And you posed a question.
Yeah.
You teased it. You
But I
gotta
do.
you gotta come through now. You have to satisfy that tease.
Okay, I can do that.
All right.
Whoa.
Dan Campbell. Starters don't usually play in preseason games, and they aren't going to. But does that have any effect on kick return? Who's going to be taking kicks on Thursday? I'm going to shoot. Yeah, you know what? I open this. I'll start off first.
Let's start off.
I'll say Maurice Alexander. I think he's going to be the one who's taking kick returns on Thursday.
So not a
I
bad
don't think
pick.
he's going to be the guy to start the season.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be him on Thursday. What do you guys think?
You know what? The intriguing pick to me, and obviously I agree with people, you want to keep J-Mo healthy. And then we talked about Sonny Ivaki, but we know that he's dealt with a little bit of injuries. So I'm definitely intrigued to hear from our ball knowers exactly who you believe should be back there. I know that Khalif Raymond is potentially another option as well. But you like Broder's pick of Luis Alexander?
That's not a bad pick because he has returned kicks before. And, of course, it's preseason. You're not going to see any premier players back there returning kicks.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I'm going to just take a shot in the dark. Antoine Green. I feel like he could be a serviceable option back there. He has a speed element to his game. Maybe he goes back there and returns kicks. I'm not sure how much he's worked on it, but Maurice Alexander is another great option for that as well. So one of those two.
Yeah, definitely. JB Smooth, what up, though?
I was actually leaning towards what KG said as well, too. Antoine Green or DPJ. If you're not going to utilize them a ton
he is
during
used
the
to doing
season, you might as well at least, see what you have in him now during these preseason options that he has. So give me either Antoine Green or DPJ.
And I do wonder, that's a pretty interesting one. How much does being in those special teams units, especially one where you're the guy that's receiving the kicks and you're able to kind of get comfortable, with the ball, making moves and such, does that help him as it relates to getting comfortable in that wide receiver role as well?
Maybe like a shooter in basketball. You just need to get to the free throw line. Yeah, like if he hit the seam and runs one back in the preseason, like sometimes that just rejuvenates, either jump starts a young player or rejuvenates more of a veteran. Let's not forget, DPJ is not old. I think he's 25. He's still a young player, but maybe he needs something to reset him, re-energize him with the new team, because we didn't see much of him.
I was wondering, because reps remove doubt. And that's what I'm saying. Like with a player like
he is
that,
25.
Maybe
25.
Thank you for
Go
that.
Blue also.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Because with reps removing doubt, that's where with a guy like him, go Blue. That's where with a guy like DPJ, I'm wondering how much more does it help him to be back there. Like I talk about it with Jamison Williams, but with Jamison Williams, I want the reps to be whatever Amon-Ra St. Brown's doing to be successful, and whatever you've learned in the past to be successful, go do those things from the guys on the squad to play your position. But with the DPJ, who we thought was going to take command of the wide receiver 3, maybe those reps for him make more of a difference. And hey, that dude Justin, you confirmed it. You said 25 years old. But how are you feeling, man? I think DPJ is a good option. But how are you feeling
about DPJ?
About anybody in that kick return role or DPJ?
I'd love to see DPJ as our kick returner. I think that he showed at, I don't remember if Michigan was the last time where he returned punts.
No,
or
he
kicks.
returned in Cleveland.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of Michigan, he was so electric, and you could tell that it was electric enough where it can translate to an elite level in the NFL. And then he returned kicks for the Browns. I do remember a few good punt returns for him on the Browns. I think that just if you're going to go with explosive players with that ceiling, with that athleticism, like a J-Mo, but you don't want to risk the injury with J-Mo, you go with a guy like DPJ, because he is the one guy in this wide receiver and running back room that isn't critical to this team's success that you can have back there, but is still electric and can make plays back there.
And if we take all this culture into consideration, and hypothetically DPJ is on the chopping block, someone who might not make the team or the 53-man, I see Dan Campbell. I see the head coach of this team being the type of guy that wants to get him good tape, put him out in good spots in preseason to earn that next opportunity. Another name to keep in mind, especially in the preseason, because I'm starting to think he's not making the 53-man, but he's going to make the roster, the practice squad. Isaiah Williams, wide receiver out of Illinois. He has kick return, not this specific kick return experience, but kick return and punt return experience in college. An undrafted free agent wide receiver during preseason returning kicks, I definitely think he gets some reps.
I had another name to throw in the hat. Khalil Dorsey.
Yeah, you're right.
Khalil Dorsey is another name.
He's having a great camp, too.
Yeah.
He's having a great camp as a cornerback, too, working his way up into a reliable backup role.
That's good.
But you're right. He didn't break any free last year, but nobody did. He has some electricity in him.
He did. Absolutely.
Some electricity.
Especially on them punt fakes, man. So I'm just saying.
As long as Jalen Reeves-Maven's tossing him the ball.
You're right.
One for one on the season.
With the arm.
Yeah. And just as we do have questions about DPJ, as a wide receiver and this kick return, I do wonder about one James Houston, man. I do wonder about him and just what he's going to do to be able to take control of the role that the Lions see from him. We know what we believe he is, but the Lions have a role that they want him to play, and I'm wondering how much that's going to affect who he is this year.
Kool-Aid, I ask you, man, please don't play him on special teams.
No. No.
I get that you got to play your young guys on special teams, and there's like you got to earn your spot.
Not again.
I can't have him getting hurt again on kick coverage. Yeah. And I don't think he'll need to be on special teams.
I didn't know where you were going. Hold on, let my heart go a little bit. Because no, you're being so passionate and real about this, man. I was like, what's seriously happening? Like, is something going on behind me? And then when you said that, then the memory comes back like, yo, we cannot have James Houston getting hurt on special teams.
No. Forget same linebacker, forget special teams. Like James Houston, quarterback, see quarterback, hit quarterback. Yeah. That's all you need to worry about.
Yep.
That's it. I do think their special teams are strong enough now where you don't need him. Like they got better, and he doesn't need to be on kick coverage.
Not at all.
just go find quarterbacks. Like smell them out. Go get the quarterback, and that's all that man needs to worry about. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, chat family, tell me what you think about James Houston as well. I'm already seeing kind of polarizing comments about James Houston. Let me know, because that's a guy that we have some high hopes for potential-wise, but we're waiting for him to get back to what we saw in his first season with the Lions. But listen, now more than ever, you just talked about it. They got a little bit more insurance all across the field with the Lions. So now we shouldn't have to have James Houston necessarily playing special teams. And like that, Swiss Insurance. Now more than ever, it's critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Your correct carrier. Why? Because Swiss will make sure they're not slipping in any extra fees.
I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Hey, or raising that deductible. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today. That number, 313-530-1698. Again, word to my brother Flannel. That number, 313-530-1698. Visit them online, SwissINS.com, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Somebody say merch. Do yourself a favor. Head over to woodwardsports.com. Click on that shop tab. We are dropping new designs every single week.
Rest in peace, Detroit Sunshine.
Yeah, it's gone. It's not coming back.
I guess. Rest in peace to the Welcome to Detroit shirt sign. But we replaced it with the hashtag Boo Them Kids.
Boo the children.
That is out right now that you should be wearing once you're down at Allen Park, or as soon as we take on the Rams and Matthew Stafford. We also got the Stoke Not Scared shirts as well, too. And we also got the Detroit Tigers as well. They might not have done what you wanted at the trade deadline, but hey, you still got to support them when you can. Go to woodwardsports.com, click on that shop tab, get swagged out.
Get swagged out. And as KG said, hey, be on the lookout for our new single, Boo Them. We are the children of the world. Boo Them, we are the children of the world. There we go, man. Hey, I can't wait for that first game. I really can't wait for that first game.
Yeah, man.
Especially just to see exactly the post-game reactions of our former quarterback and his family.
Oh,
I can't wait.
He finna be mad again, boy.
I can't wait. But look, we were talking Detroit Lions training camp. Can't wait. Got the schedule up behind us. We're just that much more close. It's a game week. It's a preseason, but it's still a Detroit Lions game week. First time we get to see our squad in the pads, taking the field against the New York Giants. And you know what? I'm not expecting much out of the starters, but at least we get to see a little bit of football. And we got to talk about our other team. We talked about the fact that the Tigers, the wheels on the bus are not going round and round. They're going to pop off. But everything Justin, listen.
They popped off for
They popped off. I'm trying to be optimistic, y'all.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm trying, but
there are good things to watch.
There are good things to watch.
It's going to be ugly. It's going to be a tough 2 months, but there are things that you want to be a true Tigers fan. There's some fun things we're going to be able to watch over the next 2 months that we don't normally get to see. Oh, sorry, I got you mid-drink. Like young guys at the major league level and the youth coming up, like in the era of social media and video these days, like we actually get to see guys in single A. See what they're doing at 19.
And that's why I'm glad you put this on here, because I do believe that the Tigers have a future. All the conversation we've had on this show, the different people we've discussed this thing with, from Rod Beard to even asking some of the questions to University of Michigan baseball's coach and such about A.J. Hinch and who this Tigers team can be, the potential that we saw, and knowing that the deals they made are about being able to shore things up in this 2-year window and then get this Tigers team back to what we know and love. Then what I would ask out of you, someone who's played baseball at a high level, at a pro level even, and it's working down there and you're seeing what's going on, you're hearing what's going on, paint kind of the picture of how we as fans should see this era or look at this era of Tigers baseball starting now. We got these young guys that we can be really, I think, excited about.
Yes.
Max Clark, I'm happy about it. I don't believe that these young guys fit the mold of the previous young ones where we're like, are they going to get there? No, they're not going to reach their potential. I'm ecstatic about what we have right now.
There was no development program in place for the Spencer Torkelsons of the world, for the Casey Mizes of the world, hitting and pitching. The minor leagues have been a joke. But what we're seeing now, it's not just the guys that Scott Harris has gone, identified, and drafted or traded for. It's that they're actually developing in single A. They're developing in high A. Mm-hmm. They're developing in double A. I can't say that yet about the AAA level, but that's next. Like, that is made up of guys who have been through the system without that development. So it's a little tougher to break. Not to say they can't, but it's the Torkelsons of the world where, hey, we've seen some amazing, but we've also seen some horrible. So it gets tricky at the AAA and Major League level. But what we're going to get to see over these next 2 months at the Major League level is some of those guys develop a little bit. We're going to see what they're made of. It's totally evaluation time for Scott Harris and crew at the Major League level and all the way down. But they're going to be looking, hey, is Dylan Dingler our catcher for the future? I won't say Kerry Carpenter because he's hurt, but is Parker Meadows part of the future? We saw what he did this weekend. Just being in the lineup, it makes all the difference. They have a winning record when Parker Meadows plays, and that's with him hitting like .09 or that's like crazy. Hitting .9.
It's a wild stat, bro.
it's wild, but you see what he can do on the base paths. In center field, like the catch he made against Bobby Witt Jr., the line drive in the 10th inning Saturday to save that game. Not many, if any, Major League center fielders can make that play. And then he follows it up in the next inning with a triple to tie the game. He's on third base, and Wenzel Perez drives him. It's things like that. Bly Madris.
Yeah.
We saw his first 2 games, he was like 0 for 8.
Mm-hmm. He's come alive since then, though.
He's come alive. You know what he's done recently?
Hey, talk to me
He's been
about
with the Tigers for 11 games.
Yep.
We remember what we thought after those first 2. He's hitting, where'd that go? He's hitting .382. 13 for 34, 5 runs, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Like he's it.
That's
Justin
fine.
Henry Malloy, he's been clutch. I see Justin Henry Malloy, as like that next Colt Keith in this system. He might be the one. I'm seeing him make some adjustments. His game tying hit in the 9th inning Saturday was an opposite field double. He wasn't pulling the ball. We know his plate discipline is special. Wenzel Perez. Some of these pitchers are bringing up. Brant Herter made his Major League debut yesterday. Went 3 innings, 2 hits, 0 runs, 3 Ks. He looked great.
And you know what? This is awesome that you're going through this, because I know that there's going to be a lot of disappointment with the wheels on the bus having popped off. But that doesn't mean that the season was a complete bust. In baseball, if you're not going to have the season that you need or that you want, you at least want to know that your prospects are moving up in the farm system, that they're doing well, and that in the future they're going to have an opportunity to help you get back to winning really soon. I know Max Clark is a person that has a lot of people excited, especially Mason Leach. He says that the Tigers prospects look very promising, especially Max Clark, who's absolutely balling out with the Whitecaps, and he does believe that Max Clark will be in Toledo next year. How do you feel about that, Justin?
I think he will be in Toledo next year if he continues to hit how he's hitting. And one thing I want to bring up is everyone was up in arms and has been up in arms about us not taking Wyatt Langford last year. But Wyatt Langford was always the lower ceiling guy compared to Max Clark. Max Clark's ceiling is levels above what Wyatt Langford is. Wyatt Langford has that nice floor that you're seeing right now as an MLB-ready player this year that can help the Rangers compete. But that's what window they're in. We're swinging for the fences with every prospect. And with Max Clark, it looks to be a strong hit. And as he continues to move up, I do expect him to be in Toledo next year. I expect him to, honestly, towards the end of the season, maybe get some of those MLB growing pains out of the way so that he's truly ready for 2026 to start on the opening day roster, like Broder has given me the 2026 time frame for when you can start to expect the Clarks, the Jobs to fully all be up here and the youth meshing with this current roster that's already on the MLB
and
roster.
That's the window then, because we talk about with any regime that's going to build a team, any GM, anybody that's going to oversee, any president of basketball operation, we talk about them being able to get their people in here, both in the front office, in the management and coaching, as well as on the field. And now we're starting to see Scott Harris have that effect on this team, and we're just waiting to see now what his guys are going to be. And I do believe, because you've been saying it for a long time, that window is really 2 years. They decided to keep Scooble. And I do believe that with the young players coming up, and if they do fit this window, that we're going to see a lot of good Tigers baseball here in the near future.
Yeah. The problem with the Scooble and the development, the 2 years is also the problem. It's like his contract is done in 2 years, but that really is when these prospects are going to be ready, or you expect to be ready. That's where it all doesn't match up, where we start talking about trading Scooble for that specific reason. These guys are coming. They're not going to be ready within his contract. So what do you do? How do you maximize this organization, this Major League roster in the meantime? And you said this season isn't all a bust. We don't know that yet. It becomes a bust if they don't make anything of these last 2 months. And I'm not saying win an X amount of games. I'm saying get anything out of this time, out of the evaluation of these young guys, out of the guys you brought for Flaherty and Canna and Carson Kelly, see what they're doing. Because a guy like Trey Sweeney, who I thought was like the throw-in to the Flaherty trade, they're going and getting Tyrone Lorenzo, young catcher, who's in high A right now. But Trey Sweeney, do you guys see what he did over the weekend?
No, what did he do?
Mashing.
He went 7 of 14. He had 2 home runs, 3 runs, 6 RBIs, only 2 strikeouts and 0 walks.
And he's a AAA shortstop.
AAA.
Right?
Yeah,
so
like to
he
me,
could be your stopgap.
That's going to be your stopgap. They got to cut DFA Javi Baez and move Trey Sweeney into that too.
Please.
Hey, see what you can get out of him. He's still got a little bit, I don't want to say a little bit left in the tank. He was drafted by the Yankees. He had kind of a funky swing. This is one of his home runs, I believe, an absolute bomb. He's a lefty swinging shortstop, which is unusual, or I should say rare. Absolute bomb.
Nice.
434 feet, 112 mile an hour exit velocity. Absolute bomb. I believe he's that guy that is bridging your gap between Javi Baez and maybe it's Kevin McGonigal, maybe it's another Rayner or another shortstop out of the organization. Who knows? Trey Sweeney picked first round by the Yankees in 2021. They completely screwed up his swing, tried to get him to change a bunch of stuff. Yeah. He was just starting to revert back with the Dodgers, and now he's in the Tiger system. Hopefully they can figure out, hopefully they can suck out some of that potential. He's still young.
Yeah.
I don't think he's 26, maybe 24. So I'm cool with that. McGonigal hit a bomb. And by the way, those stats I read off about the home run, that was actually Kevin McGonigal. He hit the 434-foot home run. He's one of the best bat-to-ball guys under 20 years old in all of minor league baseball. Max Clark, he just snapped his 9-game hitting streak to start his career in high A West Michigan Whitecaps. All of this is to say, the whole point of this was there are going to be tough times at the major league level. This is not going to be the most exciting 2 months of baseball. We're going to see some bad baseball, but we're going to see some good things out of these young guys. Hey, feel free to bitch and complain and moan about this team for the next 2 years. I'm going to look for for the stuff that I, as a fan, as a reporter covering it, like I'm gonna look for the good stuff because there's still good stuff in there.
And I'll contrast that with the team that I cover here for the network, the Pistons. You're able to chart that these young guys' development is going well. On the Pistons side, we aren't able to chart that their development is going well. We know Cade Cunningham, he came into the league ready. He came in, shout out to Gambit as well. He came into the league ready. We already knew what he was going to be. But the other young guys, we're sitting here right now having questions about the fact that we haven't seen them, no matter what hope or hype we have for Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, we didn't see those guys take the necessary steps forward from year 1 to year 2. But with the young guys that the Tigers have right now, we're seeing these guys improve. We're seeing these guys be able to pan out in a way that we're like, you know what? Maybe we can get a little bit out of these players a little bit sooner than we actually thought. And that, to me, will be what jumpstarts this kind of Detroit Tigers renaissance. But you have to know what you have there first before you go out there. I believe if you do the most thorough job that you can, because to me, if I'm Scott Harris, of course I want my owner to be able to spend the money for us to be able to go out there and get whatever we want. But if you know that, look, I can show that we've turned over every single stone and all we need is this 1 or 2 bats, at least you're giving yourself that much more of an argument.
Yeah, wouldn't you want to be in the situation that the Orioles were in at the deadline?
Yeah.
Like where you could trade your best prospects, still have a top system, and still have a young team at the major league level.
Yep.
I'm not saying that's the exact blueprint that Scott Harris is going by, but there's some benefit to having a very, very strong minor league system. That's just how the MLB operates, whether you're the Braves or the Yankees.
We're finally, listen, man, this season, the wheels are popped off right now because of the players that were previously in this minor league system that we were hoping were going to develop.
Al
and they
Avila
just
guys.
did it. But that's what I'm saying. So it's like, that's why I told you that I appreciate you painting this picture for how we should see things, because right now, obviously, a lot of people are going to be disappointed about how the season has gone, just like we were with the Red Wings. Then we got that dude, Justin, who entered the Woo crew and was like, but no, this is how it's actually going down, though. So we know we're disappointed, and this hurts, and we're never going to apologize for feeling bad about losses. But you can see that Steve Eisman and Eisner plan, that thing is in full steam ahead. And with the Tigers, we see that there's now a start, at least at the ground level, there looks to be much more promise that these young players will work out more so than the previous regime of young players who right now were like, what's going on with Torch?
Yeah. And if you want to be emotional every single day in baseball, go follow the Ben Verlanders of the world.
Right.
There are plenty of negative people out there. So if you want to go dunk on me or dunk on anyone who cares about supporting their team, whether you're at this network or out, go do it. Enjoy. But F off when I'm trying to share something about what's good about this organization.
I need a Tigers
You're
chain.
like searching for the negative stuff. You're like searching for the negative stuff. And there's a lot to find. That doesn't mean there's nothing positive. And I'm going to stand by that. So if you want to throw me under the bus for being a little bit positive, and you're going to say, I'm not emotional, so I'm going to go listen to Ben Verlander, like, because he's not emotional. I'm not going to question that dude's baseball knowledge, but the dude is the definition of emotional.
Ooh.
So enjoy being upset about everything and being negative. Good. Enjoy. Go find a different show.
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
Look at Justin.
Who pissed the yo Wheaties?
Clip. There's just something. This is
Big bad energy,
one of
boy.
the best sports towns in all of America. The fact that it's become like negative to be supportive of your team is such a freaking joke to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have this platform now. Who knows how long I'm going to hear? I'm going to share it now.
Oh,
I'm going to support my team.
Spirit
You damn
animal,
right.
bro.
I don't freaking care.
You
man.
damn right.
You can be critical.
Talk your shit, bro.
You can be critical about a team, and you can also support it. Like,
thank you.
and it's not a bad thing.
Thank you, my guy, man.
Let that breathe for a second.
You get a lot of love in chat.
Throw the fire emojis in there for the GoPro.
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, and we all have people in our lives that are that trend in the opposite way of what I'm saying. But this is our show. This is my show. I want people to feel comfortable coming into our chat, coming onto our show, and sharing their opinion.
Yeah.
I want people to be able to debate without shitting on the person across from them on the debate. You don't have to bring them down to make your point.
Yeah.
It's an opinion. It's not who you are. You say it's a bad before Brandon Katz takes it to the next level. Okay, it's a bad
Lord.
take. That's fine.
It's
A bad take is fine. But you're not an asshole for making that take. But like, I just want everyone should feel comfortable coming in and sharing their opinion. I used to be nervous about sharing my sports opinions.
I feel you, bro, because everybody just wants to dunk on you. You're not getting those people out there that honestly will pay attention to what the hard work is. We've experienced that in this line of work. We've experienced it in other fields of work as well. A lot of us have played sports. A lot of us have just experienced that in life in general. And that's why when we talk about what the importance of kind of this Woo crew and the relationship that we do have with you as a chat family, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And it's tangible. We can see it. There are people who are here in our shows right now because they started off as supporters first. What up, though, Chase? He looks up. You know what I mean? And that's realistic. I was watching the first few months of Woodward Sports, and then my homie hit me up like, hey, you want to come and be involved and help us be able to build this thing? And that's what it's about. So it's like, you know what, being in the trenches, that's what it is, and I love it. Kyle Stark said, first day back, and I get spicy Broder.
You damn right.
I love it. And then he followed it up with the fire emojis. Broder is him, Mason Leach, JT Olsen, Preach It Broder, Jonathan Lord, Broder versus everybody. No, Woo Crew got his back too, man.
Yeah, this is
Broder
my team.
and the Woo versus
This is
everybody.
my team.
We got you, bro.
This is my squad.
Broder out
Let's
here
go.
preaching.
Squad.
Jerome Mark got the popcorn emojis, man.
Let's go.
What's going on?
I mean it. I mean it. Aura.
Aura.
I mean it. Thank you guys for the support. Let's come back. Let's get into what's trending early so we can have so we can have a nice long mailbag section. Talk Tigers. We can talk Lions again. Or Pistons, Red Wings, wrestling, whatever you want. Let's do it. Let's get to break.
Let's rock. That Mark White, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Mark
gonna tell you.
White.
Because if you're dreaming of a new home, but you're feeling the financial pinch, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, they're here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, $5,000. So call Mark White and Associates today, 248-290-8242, or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Raylan Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza is taking over Michigan, known for their quality hand-battered and hand-breaded chicken tenders, sandwiches, and New York-style pizza. They got locations popping up all over Metro Detroit. So they're doubling their number of restaurants this year. Go get some Soroki's, maybe out in Madison Heights where they got a new location. Ask for a biscuit. They're delicious. Be sure to stop in and try the mega station near you or go to www.sorokis.com. Kool-Aid?
Hey, you got to smother them biscuits in the butter too, man. Shout out to Soroki's. But Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. You got to join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday on Big D Energy and every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, where he offers you top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. You know what? He did a really cool breakdown on Jamison Williams being finally past and beyond the mental impact that injuries bring as well, and he says he sees it at training camp. Dr. Jeff Pierce, he's here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. And you know what? How appropriate that we just had Spicy Broder reading the Sorokis, man. You know what? You got to do. I need to listen. He was dropping bombs from behind the arc. We make Flannel do it, Broder. I need the 3-point celebration, bro. I need the 3-point celebration because Broder, he was going off, man. He was going off. Let me get that. Let's rock, Matthew Broder. There we. Oh, he went with the goat celebrate. Broder's on one today.
I can't do that.
Broder's on one today. It must be the Lions football in the air this week.
I think so. Salty.
Oh man.
Salty on the T-shirt of Dan Campbell.
Oh.
Yeah, once he heard it, it would hit him.
Yeah,
he wasn't paying attention.
I remember that. I was looking.
I know.
I'm
plugging with you. There's 10 things going on at once.
I'm looking down at our chat too. I'm ecstatic to see the support for your passion. To be telling people that's what it is. It's appropriate. We got Dispo on the back wall. Let's spark up real quick.
Now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Bizzle.
Let's rock.
What's up, everybody?
What up,
What
dog?
up?
I don't know how I'm supposed to follow Spicy Broder after all that, man.
It's hard act to follow.
Man, that was fire. But Broder, I got a bunch of videos over here. A couple of them are baseball, but I just gotta ask you: were you a little league person back in the day?
Yeah, I was. Not like Little League World Series, what we see on TV, but I played Little League.
Okay. Were you 6 foot, around 12 years old?
No, I was short. I was 5'8" going into high school.
5'8" going into high school. Well, I think you might want to check this guy's birth certificate.
Is it Danny Almonte?
No.
Holy
Rob Rhodes. 12 years old. He is 6'3", everybody.
What?
He is not 12.
Is he really 12 years old?
Dog? He's towering over the umpire.
God,
look how little the ump is, bro.
He should be in college right now.
That ump is tiny.
What? I feel like
he is
freaking
6'3".
Zoolander with that ump. What is this? An ump for ants?
By the way, is it the first pitch he threw? Is it bad of me? The first thing I noticed, like, dude, why is he throwing a curveball like that?
Yeah.
Like he's 12 years
Broder
old.
can't turn the
Stop
pitching mind
throwing
off.
curveballs. Like, okay.
Spicy Broder, dog.
Chat.
I love it.
You want to know part of why there's a Tommy John epidemic?
He's just trying to throw his curveball off, man.
Spicy Broder in full effect,
until I
y'all.
was a junior in high school.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe soft. But I didn't throw one until high school at all. It's the worst thing you can do.
I don't know. Somebody needs to check this man's birth certificate because 6'3" at 12 years old, I don't think that's natural.
Shout out Mike G.
But then again, I don't know. That might just be me. But Broder, I'm coming right back to you again. I know you're a fan of baseball. You're out in the stands. Would you ever just let a home run just hit you in the face?
Just don't.
What? It depends on what's the home run. What are we talking about here?
Right.
Home run.
Let me calm down. I was just out on a wedding weekend with the wife.
Oh, this is Justin Turner.
Pow.
Oh
shit.
What?
No,
why did he just see that to the face?
You gotta at least put your hands up, man.
He just looked at it.
Maybe-
Hit him in the face.
Pow.
What is he doing?
He had to
just
think it
looked at
wasn't
it like-
coming his way.
What is he doing?
Jesus, take the wheel.
Like, put your hand up. Do something.
Yeah, move out the way. Something. he had to think it wasn't coming his way.
See, there's a little
word.
I don't know. See, the traditional rules of chivalry say the man's supposed to protect a woman. The woman next to him knew that ball was coming and did nothing.
Yeah.
Not even a little nudge. Hey, ball coming. That has to hurt so bad. But it was a grand slam for the home team, so.
I hope that was his squad that he was cheering for at the very least. Because if it was not, and you got smacked in the face by a ball.
Right.
Kool-Aid, that's what 12-year-olds are supposed to look like.
Those are pint size.
That's what normal 12-year-olds are supposed to look like.
That
Not
boy ain't
Amy
12.
Almonte.
Almost like with that 163 kid, it's almost like you got to employ the kicking and screaming strategy, man.
Factual.
And make one mega human person.
Right? Or like a Little Rascals where the Amish guy at the bank. They go on, they'll pull one of the best movies of all time.
I remember that scene. Well, Broder, maybe you were right. The woman should have probably told him that, hey, you know what? There is a home run coming your way. But I think someone else should have told this woman to watch her face.
What?
Oh no.
Did he catch it though? If he caught it, then you gotta let it pass.
In the face.
He didn't catch it.
He didn't catch it. It didn't look like he caught all. Nope. Then all hell should break loose.
Yeah.
You gotta set the beer down
no,
if you go.
He didn't catch that, did he?
Come
He didn't
on,
catch
no.
He didn't catch it.
You gotta set the beer down, man.
That's just double bad. That's double negative.
This is like adult content. This is like we need childproof. We need to childproof.
Yeah. She
How
good
do you
at taking
miss?
it though. She took it like a champ.
$24.99 in the sound booth.
Just saying,
Take that,
man.
take that.
I'm just saying. Oh my God. She's a good sport, man. She took it right in the face like a good sport. So
Paul.
you gotta set the
She
beer
looks
down.
like she's built for that.
I'd have been pissed off.
She's built for it, man. Look at her. Built for it tough.
Built for it tough. You gotta respect that. But oh man. Oh.
You gotta catch that, man.
You really do gotta catch that. You really do gotta catch that. And
KG.
All right, moving on. We gotta move on away from this. We probably need to childproof some of the stuff that we got going on. But here goes Kool-Aid once again. Another backboard being destroyed.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Whoa.
That's first time I've ever seen that. The most vicious dunk I've ever seen.
He hung on it too. That's why it broke.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
my God.
I love it.
The level of disrespect in that
Let me
dunk.
see that one more.
He showed that guy, hey, suck on these balls, and then watch me break the backboard.
Yo, hold on. How did this man with this Spider-Man type fall? Like, I swear he was headed to falling on his back.
Yeah, that's
and then
what it
he's
looked like.
celebrating, jumping up and down on his feet.
Great point.
Look at that.
Like, doesn't
With
it look
glass
like,
falling down all over. Honestly,
Damn.
give me that video from my highlight reel of life. That's what I'm showing everybody.
Shit.
that's what I'm if I'm applying to a new job, I'm putting that link in the resume.
Yeah.
Like, don't even read below this. Just
Right,
go to this
just
video.
click.
Bro,
Just
there's
click
a
on the
point in
link.
time where it looks like he's Thor about to go through the gates, man.
That's the level
It
of
looks like he
disrespect.
does a back roll. Like he dunks
Is that
it,
what he does?
and
I
then
think he
he
kinda fell
flips
on somebody.
over
Yeah, he
and then
flipped over,
lands on
yeah.
his feet.
That's why. What athleticism.
And these high schools, man, start reinforcing these rims, bro.
Wait,
Just
this is high
something.
school?
A little extra money, man. Like
back up. This is high school.
it's got to be high
This is
school.
high school.
I was a little twerp in high school. This is crazy. I couldn't even imagine doing that in high school.
This
That's
is
definitely
wild,
high school.
bro. That's wild.
Reinforce them damn rims,
That
man.
was
This
Hey, man.
is just a little extra money. It ain't gonna
Look,
hurt y'all.
you would find people every now and then that had that type of athleticism, but it seems like in today's game, it feel like kids are walking into the gym, everybody with that. Like, yo, do you even hoop? No, I'm not even on the team. Why are you so nice?
Yeah.
Why are you
Not
jumping
even
to
on the team.
everybody today, man? They're just walking in, punching the rim. And it's just like, you know what? I'm so glad I established myself during my time. So I can just walk in and be coached now. Like, hey, that's cool. Like, yep, I ain't running with y'all kids. No way.
Another backboard destroyed. And finally, I will end what's trending with this. KG, you got to grade this knockout for me.
All right. Oh, shit.
He's still dancing.
My God. It was quick.
Just stop.
He caught him on the chin, man. You catch
Get
him
up.
on the chin,
Stop,
they
bro.
threw.
Stop.
Oh, I got to see that one again.
Stop.
Because I think I saw when he caught him, man. It was real quick.
Bro, he did a Drake dance.
Bam!
Right there.
Oh, shit. Delayed
On my cell
reaction.
phone.
Hey, I respect the no quit though. I respect him trying to get up and show that he wants to keep going and have that grit and that pride. I respect that.
10
Mills, get up.
That is a 10 out of 10, man. Delayed reaction caught him right on the button. Look here. Bam! Oh, my God. That is a nasty right hook it looked like he gave him, man. Oh,
When
my
they got
God.
the whiplash too, like his head
Yeah.
went back and came back forward so quick.
That's
oh
tough,
my lord.
man. That's tough. You put up a good fight, white boy, but yeah, goddamn.
Goodness gracious.
Look at it. Jesus. Damn,
Steve
took
Lehman
his
said
head off.
bro's brain is still rattling.
Nah, for real. Like, he don't need to be taking too many more
Let me
hits
see
like
hit
that,
one
for
more
real.
time, bro.
You might
He
want to
snuck
retire
so
after this.
quick. He snuck him.
I
so
wish we
quick,
had
bro.
the slow mo, man. You could really see how he caught his jaw.
Yeah. All right, here it is. Oh my!
It's so
word.
fast. It's so fast, man.
That was what?
10 out of 10.
Lightning.
10 out of 10 right there. That's it for what's trending, everybody. Let's get back to the desk.
He knew it. He knew it. He knew it.
We got mailbag coming up first. Let me tell you about Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Then you're going to tell them about Randy Wise, and we're going to come back for our mailbag segment.
That's right.
But if you want to join the best youth football league in Metro Detroit, the Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League is for you. It offers youths ages 5 to 14 with 6 exciting teams to choose from in Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All the coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks, so you can feel comfortable, you can feel safe to register for football or cheer. Excuse me, at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, transportation, it's all included with the chance to play the championship game at Ford Field for just $175 per child. So put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports.
And how would you like to play the University of Michigan golf course with Braylon Edwards? That's Go Blue University of Michigan legend Braylon Edwards. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Register today, and you can round off our foursome.
Wait, what?
At woodwardsports.com or scan
I'm
the
a
code on the
grown-ass
screen.
man.
When it comes to your next car and truck, make the wise decision. Randy Wise Automotive.
Wow.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
Since 96, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. They got 18 locations around Metro Detroit, so there's got to be a dealership in your backyard. Just visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Check us out there on Wednesday. We'll be out at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. They are Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Let's rock. Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you all for kicking off the day with the Woo Crew. Go on ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you guys for supporting us. It means a lot. Go ahead and share the stream, post the stream, get out there on socials. It really helps us as well with the algorithm and all of that, Mojo, Jojo, whatever. But it is now time for the Wake Up Woodward mailbag segment presented by Feldman Automotive Group. Let's get into it.
I got lots of great questions to you guys. Be crisp with your answers. Mailbag, Mike G. Mail sack, JB or KG. It's pretty clear that Flannel would make a great heel. What would be the name of his finishing move?
Ooh, JB, I will let you take that one first.
It's got to be I win, you lose. Like
I was thinking that.
I don't know what the move would actually be, but it's definitely what it has to be called.
The I win, you lose.
Something like that.
Bam. Yeah, I like
From the
it.
top rope, maybe?
Yeah.
From the top rope. How about this question from William Vanderswijk? Shout out William. Lives on the west side of the state, if I remember
West
from
side?
chilling in Woodward Nights days. He says, mailbag, do you think the Lions will be on the explosive with the first offensive snap of the season? You guys predicting the come out firing? Snap number 1 on offense?
Wow.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I definitely wouldn't be surprised. I'm looking forward to this team being that one that goes out there similar to an older New Orleans Saints team that Dan Campbell coached on. They always had their foot on the gas. Always did. Pedal to the metal, man. That's what I'm hoping for.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 20-plus run, first play of the season.
Love the specificity. Hell yeah.
Rams D-line won't be ready. They won't be all together yet. They have not played a game yet all together without Aaron Donald. We are going to rip through the hole, first play, 20-yard gain, Jahmyr Gibbs. Easy.
Let's go.
Maybe an end around to JMO, who then flips it to Gibbs, going the opposite direction.
Also be pretty sexy.
Yes, sir.
Nah, forget that. Give me deep ball to JMO, first play out, boom. put it up there so we can stop talking about it.
I would love it.
Darius Williams.
Hey, the chat going crazy with these flannel finisher names, man. The I have a wife stunner. The statitude adjustment.
Keep those coming, please.
Oh my
when
God.
phony ones come through, cut me off.
I got you.
And read them. Real quick, our guy, Mr. Detroit City, shout out to his brother Joe. It's his birthday. Ask us mailbag. Hey, can we shout out Joe? Happy birthday,
Happy
Mr.
birthday!
Detroit City Joe.
Hey.
Detroit City's brother Joe. Hope you have a good day, man. Shout out from the Woo
Shout out
crew.
to my Leo.
How about this? Herb Nash, without saying James Harden, who is the greatest left-handed shooter or player in NBA history?
That's tough. I had to go back and do some research on
My
that.
mind goes directly towards Manu Ginobili is one.
Oh, he was a lefty.
You know what? Manu.
Which Tony Kukoc was a lefty too,
Yeah,
right?
he was. He was nasty.
And Chris Mullin.
Oh, yeah.
He
Run
was a shooter.
TMC, yeah.
Chris Bosh, he was a lefty.
Was he?
Wow.
Was Chris Bosh
Bosh,
lefty?
yeah. He was an underrated shooter, by the way.
Yeah, you
He's
naming
not
some
a
names,
shooter.
yeah.
Man, you know your lefties.
Us Southpaws?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Southpaws stick together.
David Robinson, Nate Archibald,
Oh.
Wow.
Bill Russell.
Oh, so if we're talking best player,
David Robinson.
some of those just
Yeah.
move right up to the top of the list.
Yeah.
Wow, great question though.
Yeah.
How about this, Matthew Kruger? Why did? And I don't know who he's directing these to, but I'm going to shout it out because I think it's important.
Uh-oh.
Why didn't you want to support your team at the trade deadline all of a sudden? You want to support your team when we suck.
He been
I
going
think
all
he
morning,
misunderstood everything we've been talking about for the
We've
last
been
month.
very optimistic about the Tigers and very sad about the fact that, honestly, the wheels are about to fall off or have not have. We've been stating all along, we think this team is going to be an expectation of about 500. We thought this team was going to have opportunity to battle for the wild card. That was a little bit more optimistic than a lot of other people out there around this city that do the same stuff we do. Our show was one of the more optimistic ones, I thought.
And I think you have some weird understanding that, like, not trading your 1-year contracts means, like, you're doing the right thing for the team. Like, if you kept those contracts, if you kept Flaherty, that means this whole season was an absolute joke. It means it was worthless.
Yeah.
Worthless. They did what's best for the team. Talking about that, I don't know where you're getting that from, my guy Krooks.
Tayshaun was a
Love
lefty?
you, though, man.
Tayshaun.
Oh, yeah, Tayshaun. Yeah, he
was a
was.
lefty.
Was a lefty.
He was. Left-handed assassin. That's what George Blaha would call him.
Facts. Randall Small's mailbag. Justin was talking about bringing Clark up next year. I say we bring some of those guys up this year with thoughts of sticking out or spring training next year. What do you guys say? Yeah, feel free to chime. Okay, go ahead.
I think Sweeney should have some at-bats this year because I believe if we're planning to DFA Javi, then he should get some at-bats so he doesn't have the growing pains in the beginning of the season next year and in spring training.
Yeah, he's the one. Anyone in AAA is available to bring up. And there's 40-man roster considerations. They can't just, like, bring everybody up. But any of the younger guys like Clark, McGonigal, they're not touching the big leagues next year, like till 2026.
Yeah, any high A guys, they're not touching the league for a while. But what about like a Jackson Jobe or a Jace Young? Do you think maybe that they could get
I think
some
Jace Young
time?
should.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're waiting for. I mean, they have some plan for him in AAA. Like, there's some long-term plan he's sticking to, but the way the Major League roster is constructed, why not a player like that?
Yeah.
Jackson Jobe's a little different because he's a pitcher. I think they just want to be extra cautious.
Yeah.
But I get why people would want him. It would make sense. We need pitchers, and he's already the next.
They're
best
deficient
pitcher.
already,
Yeah.
so why not?
None of the younger guys, high A, double A, they're not coming to the bigs this year.
Yeah.
It's all AAA guys.
You don't think that Max Clark could get some, like, if let's say we're out of the playoff race and we sell again and we're in this similar situation we are now in September of next year, you don't think Max Clark, if he's still raking and he's raking at AAA, because are you saying it's out of proportion for me to think that he's going to be in AAA next year?
It's not outrageous. I think my instinct is it's a couple months off of, like, he might make it to AAA next year if he moves fast. There's 100% the option if he continues to climb, like his start right now in West Michigan, 9-game hitting streak, actually looking like he can make adjustments to those pitchers. It's another level up when you get to AA and AAA. But if he runs through that, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. I just think they're trying to stick to their long-term plan. Like think of it how the Lions eased Gibbs along last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't until that Raiders game with Montgomery out where they were like, all right, time to take the leash off and let the dog out of the cage.
And they've even said that a couple times before they actually did it. It was a couple weeks before they were like, all right, we think we're ready to, basically let them off the leash and let them just go. And it still took a week or two after that for them to actually come through on it. And I would rather, if you're confident in what you have, take the time to make it work the right way.
Yeah.
Don't overdo
rush
it.
them.
Like, don't rush it. You have, especially if you're confident in what you've built, then you have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
That's what's so good about the Lions is they're insulated by having some really, really good vets on the squad, which allows you to see exactly what you have with these young players. And then you can decide, do we want to bring them along at our own pace or not?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, got some more finishing move names.
Bring it.
Rando Smalls, the Vein Pop. I like that one a lot. Jerry Miller, the Vagisil.
Vagisil?
Yeah, and then we had
Tastes like that one.
Stephen David, the Flannel Frog Splash. I like that one, actually.
Oh,
that fits him well.
That's not bad.
Ellen W. Mailbag. On the current Tigers team, so not including Clark, who has the highest ceiling? He says Parker Meadows. No one has the speed and defensive ability he does. If his bat can be consistent, he'll be a problem. That's a great call. Current Tigers team, who's got the biggest ceiling?
You said current Tigers team?
Current Tigers team at the major league level.
Who has the biggest
And if you
ceiling?
want to dip into AAA, that's fine.
Riley Green, like I love Riley Green. I think he's just got one of those smooth lefty swings that can just consistently be a high OPS guy. I think that people putting a ceiling on him that he can't be that true superstar and a consistent level all-star is whack. He's shown you nothing but this level of consistency in a lineup that has none.
Yeah.
And imagine if he has protection. You're seeing how much Jazz Chisholm's numbers rise since he's got to the Yankees. You don't think that if you insulated Riley Green that he'd be hitting even better? He'd probably be a 900 OPS guy if he had two guys who are insulating him. So I just think that Riley Green will be a multiple-time All-Star, and he will be a cornerstone in this outfield for years to come. And I love that for him because he's my boy.
I like that one. I would say Reese Olson. Even though he's injured right now,
you're still bullish on Reese.
Yeah, he has been a model of consistency, and he's really trending towards, if he can stay healthy and they can get the proper run support around him, he's trending toward being another dominant pitcher in this pitching rotation for years to come. So I would say Reese Olson.
I do have a question because Spencer Torkelson was a guy that we once had a lot of hopes in. And I know that people are like, hey,
it's over.
With a guy like Javi, it's done.
over.
With a guy like Spencer Torkelson, and you hear KG, he's pushing that Vince Carter button.
Madrice.
Is it done?
Blind Madrice for the future.
Is it done?
No. It might be close. It might be teetering right on the edge, but I don't think it's done. At least they're not done giving him an
So
opportunity.
there's still a little bit of meat on those bones.
I do. I think we see him in the MLB one more time, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's this year or to start next year. I would rather it be this year so we can have a more comforting sense of, like, if he's the opening day starting first baseman, even if he goes out and crushes spring training, like, there will be those question marks on day one, which are deserved. But I just want to feel more confident about it.
You got to
get 30 in him.
Yeah,
like
I get
it's
it.
not easy to do.
It's
it
not.
was so different though this year than it was the end of last season.
I just don't know if he can recapture that here. That's my only problem. I want to defend him with the 30 home runs. Clearly, he's got something in him, but we don't know. Like, we don't know. I don't know if he can recapture that. I'll be surprised if he was on this roster next year, to be honest with you. You got to throw him out the rest of the year, see what you have, and see if it's even worth continuing this project. Because it's a project at this point.
Yeah. No one said Colt Keith, LGRW.
I was thinking Colt Keith, but I need to see him more. He's having a great second half. I just need to see him do it more. But he's another one with a very high ceiling.
Yeah. By the way, China Virus, you said, does Max have the speed for center field? Yeah, like he's a fantastic center fielder. They're going to need to make a decision at some point between Parker Meadows and Max Clark, which is a good problem to find your way in. Parker Meadows has got to.
It's what elite organizations do.
Yes.
As you see with the Orioles.
Gunner or Jackson Holiday.
Exactly. It's a good problem to have when you have two guys who are, A-level prospects moving into your outfield.
Especially when your front office they want to build with great outfield defense.
You know what?
Which I like, by the way. Comerica Park is massive. We saw Parker Meadows, and that is why they have a winning record when Parker Meadows plays.
Mm-hmm.
It's
the speed on the base
mostly
pass.
due to his defense.
Honestly, and finally that they're building it that way, because we have seen for years, it's honestly ridiculous. We have one of the biggest parks in the MLB, one of the biggest gaps in the MLB, and we just time after time we bring in outfielders who can't play defense. JD Martinez, Nick Castellanos, like it goes down the list.
At Comerica,
like
just the redundancy.
Or first baseman, they're power hitters, but they strike out. Like, guys, when we get into the offseason, one of the top free agents available, first base, Pete Alonso.
Yes.
Amazing player. I love Pete Alonso. Power out of this world. Strikes out too much.
Way too
not
much.
Right for this park. Literally not right for your ballpark.
Yeah.
And that's a reason why they should not go get him.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I got one more.
Okay.
It's a Pistons one.
Let it fly.
Jay Hart. I think he's much more optimistic than all of us. But he says, as a diehard Pistons fan, I have no win expectations for this upcoming season. However, if they can show, this is aggressive, 15-plus wins by or before December, how would that change your perception for the rest of the season? That would absolutely change my perception for the rest of the season.
So more wins by December than last
because
year?
the season starts in October. Yeah. Yeah, that would absolutely supercharge my expectations for the season, because the question that we continue to kick around, some people are scared to really go all the way there, is this is a much improved roster. Do they have the recipe to realistically compete for the play-in? Do they have a roster that can compete for maybe 30-plus wins? It's to be seen. But if they can get to 15-plus wins by or in December, that's definitely a great step in the right direction for the Detroit Pistons in the Trajan Langdon era.
Give me one win in December, minimum. I haven't seen a win in December in a couple years.
Yeah.
November, too. So just give me a win.
I feel you.
You know what? Just give me a win. Give me a lot of wins. I want the expectations up. Let's shoot for that, Jay Hart. Let's rock for that, man. 15-plus. Let's say at least by the end of December.
Yeah, we need to channel some Josh Hart sort of intensity to this defense.
I
love it, Jay Hart.
Is that a show?
That's it.
You know what, chat family? You guys are on one. I'm looking at these likes. You guys absolutely zoomed through that goal. Let's get this thing up as high as possible. So if you haven't gotten the opportunity yet, go on ahead and hit that like button for us. And if you get an opportunity, go into the comment section too. Leave a comment, man. If the show was fired today, it really, really helps us. It would be cool if we can get at least 10 comments in the comment section of this stream. Let us know what you thought of the stream. Help us out. We appreciate you guys a lot. Let's break this thing down. We saw Flannel Sam walk in about 40 minutes ago to get prepped for Big D Energy. Today is round 1. Today is, can you take the contact, the body blows in the ring? Tomorrow, though, he got to make sure he's protecting the head, because Neil Ruler's supposed to be back. And it's going to be interesting because Flannel's been gone for a while. So great to have you back. Can't wait to see you on the show, brother. Let's rock. Let's rock. Shout out to Chase in the building as well. He is our Wake Up Woodward intern.
Yes, sir.
And probably going to fast track his way to some other responsibilities as well. Glad to have you here, Chase. That dude, Justin. What up, though, brother? You're on some fire today.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, just a great day, great Monday with the Woo Crew. It's tough waking up on Mondays, but it's a little nicer knowing I come to get, sports talk with the Woo Crew all day and enjoy my day.
It's dope. And you know what? I'm hoping that the closer and closer we get in the football season, and as the year goes on, that a lot more of that cool, calm, and collectedness you have, keep that through the whole season, brother.
Yes, sir.
Through the whole season. Shout out to Detroit's #1 draft pick in the sound booth. That is KG, a.k.a. Black Hollywood.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow I will be announcing the topic for Bar King, since we didn't get to it today. So just know that's coming. And yeah, man, great week ahead. Can't wait. Oh my God, freaky ass Broder, man. That's my guy, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate the love. Shout out to my team. Y'all are the best in the business, and let's keep this shit rolling.
Let's keep it rolling. You know what? We're gonna throw it over to the other half of the elite, wonderful, stupendous, great, smell good, brothers. Hey, tandem. It is JB Smooth, and his attention is taken elsewhere.
I got
JB
distracted.
Smooth in the TD booth. Woodward Sports is MVP.
I got distracted a little bit. The curtains are up on the window, so people just walking by back and forth. You know how it is. Y'all know how it is.
Yeah.
Hey, look, rough start to today's show, but we still went off well.
You missed it.
Hey, Chong.
What happened? What did I miss over here?
No, I'm talking about Kool-Aid.
Oh, Kool-Aid.
Yeah. No, don't mind us over here.
Hey, still a great show. Like I said, it was a little rough, rocky starting off everything, but hey, it went off perfectly. What more can I say? Don't mind doing this with you guys every single morning.
Let's go.
Let's go. Wake up, Woodward, baby.
Wake up, Woodward. I can't wait till we get Fennel back and we can start to discuss this Michigan stuff. And I see you pointing to the fingers. It's almost like pointing to the rings. What up, though, Matt, Broder?
Well, that, just for the record, that's what they tell us to say. Kiss the rings.
Yeah.
Kiss the rings.
Yes, sir.
Usually they start the conference. We'll let John probably start it. I'm even getting text in our group chat from JB. From the Silver Bulletin in Ohio State.
Don't know if
news
that's real or
servicing
not.
agent. JB, there's a lot of fake news out on the internet.
I don't know if that's real or not.
Mr. Smooth.
That's why I didn't say anything.
Followed by Lucas Klotz. Shout out Lucas Klotz, by the way.
Yeah.
But Ohio State,
Yeah. Did he get masked?
Did he get what?
Did he get masked?
I don't know.
He fell for a fake headline.
Some man walking in the door is going to be
Sound
talking Michigan State. Let's wrap this up.
Crispy
Sean,
Lions
get
hat.
in this seat.
It's our credentialed Tigers and Lions reporter and writer, Matthew Broder. Great show today, brother.
Yes, we will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Tuesday, 8 a.m. Right back
Hey,
here.
finish your credentialed Detroit Pistons writer and reporter from the network. It is Brandon Day, aka Detroit Kool-Aid. It's been a great show, and I'm hoping you guys have an even better day. Thank you for supporting us this morning. Hey, have a blessed one.
Matt Kruger, let that hate out your heart, man.